IVM.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into a show about crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM Podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
And football is back. So many things are back. Premier League is back. Football is back. Good cricket at the Lords is back. US troops from Afghanistan are back. Rohit is back. The boys are back. This time Karthik is dressed as Kanye West. I don't know why. Karthik, what's up? How you been, man?
I'm very well, yeah. Long time since I've connected with you in particular. So, hi. Very well.
Hi. I know. Apart from the daily shenanigans on WhatsApp, I've genuinely missed seeing your face. So good to have you back, man. Shivram, finally, after a long hiatus, Shivram, you're back. How does it feel to not be kicked out of season 3?
It feels, first of all, I'm thankful to the both of you because we sorted through our creative differences. And yes, I haven't actually spoken to Sapre as much as I have with Karthik out of choice or otherwise. But really
I'll tell you about that. Nobody else wanted to come on the podcast as the third person. And I'm going to take it as a compliment, like nobody could fill your shoes.
Let's do that.
That's why everyone said no, we're not coming on football.
Spice World usually has a few takers.
It wasn't for the lack of trying. We did try. We didn't have the right discovery questions for the interview.
I mean, the third person, the sponsorship, we've been trying for a while, right? So here we are.
Hey, y'all are talking about the third person and that y'all tried. In the previous episode, the last one of the second season, neither of y'all both were there. What's up with that?
I heard.
Arey, Karthik, you are the third person, by the way.
Enough about third person. Let's talk about the first person in almost every team in football, which is Lionel Messi. We've called this episode An Evening in Paris because sabko Paris jana hai for some reason. I don't know why. I think they've had the best transfer window in ages.
Is that a movie name or are we changing it for the third season?
Oh, just because it's an English name doesn't mean it's a Hindi movie or what?
No, I'm sure it is. But okay, then my second question is it One Night in Paris? Is it like one of those movies like One Night in China? That came out sometime.
What is One Night in China?
One Night in China is not a movie.
I would know.
It's on some other website that you must have watched.
I would suggest go and Google it. Go and Google it, especially if you remember the WWF wrestler China. And now you get the drift.
Wait. So this is literally a different site that we're talking about.
It is a movie. And I do not know where this podcast season 3 was headed.
Is it
I'm just trying
produced
to
and directed by Test? Is that what is happening? Shout out to 90s kids who watched WWF, but we kicked the F out.
Yeah, and some of us who still live in the 90s that will still watch WWE.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sapre's long hair for a second.
I'm Cavani for the day. Couldn't find my jersey though.
It's more like, what's his name? Cactus Jack also had long hair.
Cactus Jack also had like a tummy, which I'm getting little. But not there yet. But
it's the Soko.
Always good to have you guys back. That's the original Babaji ka Tulya.
That is Kapil Sharma.
Good to have you back. Let's get this out of the way. Shivram, I don't know what. I don't understand. I've seen enough videos. I've also tried to watch the Tifo videos like 3 times. I still couldn't get the drift. What went wrong with Barcelona with the money? I thought they were one of the best run clubs. Or did they invest in some 25 din mein paisa double scheme that didn't work out for them?
Cheek ke bata do sabko scheme. Yeah, it is incredible from what I've seen and what I've heard, because all of this is secondhand information, because I prefer to feign ignorance and just ask questions like, why aren't you signing Messi? Like, Messi ko sign kyun nahi kar pa rahe ho? Matlab itna paisa to hai. Messi to loves Barcelona, right? So he should have taken a pay cut. But okay, so getting into the details, which are really dreary and as boring as their debt, which is over $1.3 billion at this moment in time. I think how many Fulhams are these? Like now, I think we should start referring to money as like 30 Fulhams, or like Pogba costs 6 Fulhams. And so like that is a good frame of reference. So I think this is 1,000,003 Fulhams, which is the debt they're in, plus one Michael Jackson statue. They are unable to register any new players because they've already maxed out their wage structure. So according to the La Liga, which are the governing body of the La Liga.
The La Liga.
Yeah, very clear. The league in Spanish. They basically said no can do. Even if you take a 50% pay cut, which Messi very graciously said, yes, I will, because Barcelona is my life. It's more than a club, right? So
plus tax savings.
Yeah, I mean, savings is another euphemism for evasion. Like if you evade, you save, right? So still works. But they said, no, we can't register any new players. So technically, Barcelona stuck with Braithwaite and Antoine Griezmann as their leading players for the rest of the year. And Messi has bid a farewell to Barcelona, which none of us actually thought it will happen. There was a conspiracy theory on the day that, like it feels so weird that Barcelona is putting out a tweet saying, this is the statement and Messi is no longer going to be with Barcelona. So weird, like such a long journey that he spent at over 21 years, right? Comes to an end with a simple tweet and a PR release. It felt like it was a gag on La Liga saying, "Chhod dega, dekho, main chala jaunga." That happened, but nothing changed. And eventually, we saw him, go to Paris, and you saw all of that. Fans started waiting outside the airport without checking the flights. 2 days earlier, he obviously didn't come; he was at home. And then eventually, he did come, and now he's in Paris. They made that cool video, but like surreal seeing Messi in a different jersey, man. Till now, it was just Photoshop. Now it's very, very real.
It is like FIFA coming to reality, right? You're the only one who watches French football and know what PSG stands for.
Did you watch French football before this happened?
There's no stream in India, so the YouTube channel puts out the highlights for free. So yeah, every Monday.
I mean, free is the least they can do.
What do you think about the PSG? What has Mauricio Pochettino done to deserve this kind of a transfer window?
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
Yeah, imagine he was fighting with Daniel. He was fighting with Daniel Levy for an extra £1 million or something like that for some transfer earlier, and now he has the riches of the Qatari state. So it's crazy. I don't know. I think Shivram has covered pretty much everything. I'll only believe it when I actually see him play a match, which could take a while. I think we would be 3 or 4 episodes into this podcast.
With Ramos. Shaking hands with Ramos.
And Ramos. So, look, here it is. MTV has gotten the rights and Facebook gave up the rights for La Liga. Nobody streams French football. So, we'll let it go. Right? We'll go into a break. We'll talk about the league that deserves to be spoken about, which is the Premier League, right?
Sorry. Sorry. I thought you were saying MTV, so I got lost in that. Right?
No, it's very easy to do that. So we'll quickly go into a break. We'll talk about a lot of other things. Very exciting stuff. I can already see Shivram's face. He's drinking that water. Drink more water, Shivram. I'm going to come to you right after the break.
I'm thirsty for more of this podcast.
Let's do this. Let's go into a quick break.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, legendary music composer Anu Malik joins Cyrus to share tales from his fascinating Bollywood career. On Filter Coffee, Avinash Pant of Facebook discusses the changes he sees in the creator ecosystem. If you're interested in the Pegasus spyware scandal, do check out All Things Policy as they dive deep into India's cybersecurity capabilities. On Nan Curry, the guys host Tanveer Lad, international badminton player and host of the Millennial Athlete. They discuss what kind of food is available at the Olympics, an athlete's diet, and a whole lot more. And on This Round is on Me, learn about the Indian news media from Lakshmi, founder of Splainer Media. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any other show for that matter, please do tell a friend. That's really helpful for us. And finally, we'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Siet Cred, Bank of Baroda, Intuit India, and CoinSwitch Kuber. We really do appreciate the support.
And we're back, Jadoo. Shivram, right? Arsenal have set down the marker, right, for this new season, right? Xhaka has been given a new contract.
Wow, you've spoken way longer than Arsenal had the ball in the game.
And Arteta, they're trying to replace Arteta with Conte.
Who? Why? They is who? Who are these people who are thinking for the better of the club?
Twitter accounts. I don't know whether.
Don't
Arsenal
read everything.
They're the best social media team, so they have a lot of these influencers
and social media fans.
and social media fans. 2 questions. When are you going to show your daughter the first Arsenal match? And for how long are you going to be an Arsenal fan?
So I'll answer the second question first. I think this is a new season, right? So we can all start afresh.
Sure.
So I think I'm going to switch to Brentford. I think because Tony is also a shorter name to print on a t-shirt versus Aubameyang. And when will my daughter watch the first football game? I think there is still some time. I think she has bigger things on her hand, like Paw Patrol, which I think does have a positive end. So let's stick with that. Let's stick with good storytelling. But all jokes apart, I mean, I'm still talking about Arsenal, so not really. But I feel like Ishan Awasthi's father at this moment in time. When I'm not trying to poke fun at dyslexia, because he at one moment in time was unaware of this condition called dyslexia. He had no idea what his son was going through, right? And he would say attitude galat hai, tum koshish nahi kar rahe ho, tum dhyan doge to theek ho jayega. And then he eventually learns of the problem, and then he's able to adapt and actually give Ishan the attention that he needs. Right now I feel like I don't know what the problem is at this club. So whatever problem that Arsenal are going through, I have no idea. I'm hoping some Ram Nikum will come and tell me what is actually happening, because I think it was shambles is, I think, the lightest way to put it. I don't think we should spend more time on this. It was a spectacular weekend of football. So the more we talk about Arsenal, the more, as in the lesser listeners we'll have. So let's move forward.
That's true.
The last thing I want to say is Auba and Lacazette possibly have COVID. There was a lot of controversy on, how can you say 1 week in advance that they're not able to face Chelsea. I think Arsenal have consistently kept personal information at bay. Like even when Aubameyang had malaria last year, they did not share it. They shared it after the fact that he shared it. So most likely they have COVID, which is not great. I mean, anyone who has COVID obviously knows that it's tough. So I'm hoping they come back stronger. But overall, I think Ben White for 50 million, if that is a signature signing, he was lost, right, in that game.
He made his money.
Not one header. Not one header did White or Murray win. Every time the ball went up, it was either Tony or who was the other guy, Mbeumo, who got on the end of the ball. It's not one header. It was.
So I mean, let's not get into detail. It's besides the point.
Yeah. You're right. Enough about us.
Enough about. But I heard that you've spoken of the marquee Ben White versus the marquee Romelu Lukaku in the next match. There are so many things that have happened in this particular transfer, right? All of them have a connection with you. Firstly, Tommy doesn't really like Chilwell. He didn't play. Tommy Tuchel. Tammy Abraham is going to Roma. Mourinho, your favorite manager.
Yeah.
Right. Buyback clause, however, there.
80 million. 80 million.
So you have strong feelings for Tammy Abraham. You have strong feeling for Mourinho, Chelsea, and Romelu Lukaku, and Arsenal as such, because all these London clubs that you guys are part of. What do you think is going to happen to Arsenal in this next match when Lukaku starts?
Really? I don't know. Maybe if Lukaku... I mean, Arsenal, I think, are still done, yeah. Look, one positive for Arsenal after the first game. They were bottom of the table. They showed fight and grit and determination and Arteta ball over the next 2 days to now climb out of the relegation zone. So,
hey, that's apart from Fulham.
Yeah, so I'll give them that. But Chelsea, they laid down the marker, I feel, to an extent against a Palace side that, although everyone was supposed to be out of contract, this Palace side looks the exact same as last year's Palace side. Who are these same guys who are still there? We heard that Roy was going, he was taking 15 players with him into his semi-retirement, but it seemed like the same Palace side. Chelsea put on a show. I like the fact that in the end, Chalobah got his goal. He's been around Chelsea's books. He seemed like one of those types who'll just be on loan forever.
Loan
like
army,
Batshuayi.
hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag Batshuayi. But yeah, good for him. Tommy Tuchel and Lukaku is going to be awesome. I'm just waiting when he scores and I can rub it in your faces. Not him, but it, whatever it is.
So here's a story I read. Okay, I think Lukaku may just start the next match because the story about Timo Werner doing the rounds. He chased a dog in the park for a mile before he attempted to hold on to him, but he couldn't. So that sucked.
Whose
so maybe Lukaku will just.
That joke was actually saved because of the ball. Saved by the bench.
It's your producer Surohini calling to tell you, oh my God, stop that joke, man. Cut it.
This is new. That this is background that we added. Every time there's a bad joke, this is the siren that rings in.
This happens in Splitsvilla, by the way. Like they add no second in Splitsvilla is bereft of an added sound effect. Like we are somehow able to mute Sapre right now, but everything that happens in Splitsvilla, if you remember, like Karthik is very familiar with this because he's a ardent fan of Tarak Mehta. You know that everything is, punctuated with a sound effect. So that's exactly what happens in Splitsvilla. I highly recommend anyone who's listening to watch, because if you watch the Arsenal game, you literally have one grey cell left, and let's take care of that. We can watch either of these shows and that'll be fine.
Yeah. Now that Sapre is not, oh damn it, he's back. And that was Manchester United for you on this episode. We'll move on to the next club, Shivram.
Let's talk about Norwich versus Liverpool. I really like Norwich for the fact that they've stuck with a yellow jersey. It stood out really well against the red jersey, right? And Salah, Salah is a marquee player. I think he's one of the most, you're not even filling the gap. Nice.
Five opening day goals in a row now from Mohamed Salah, the only player to do that. What else? What else happened? We move on to
Jota came back and scored.
Jota.
Firmino scored. Brilliant. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Ox still sucks. I mean, consistency in that Liverpool.
Oh, you're trying to get on this train. Fine.
I have to, right? Because I have to arrive at the United game. I made a dog, so we make a dog.
Go on.
Pronounce the left back, who's filling in for Robertson.
Tsimikas.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, sure. Okay. I don't know. I only know him because
he did one word there, but he did well though, and I think that's a good FPL buy because Robertson's out, I think, for a bit, and Tsimikas
for 3 games at least.
Yeah, FPL and all will not talk with you.
I mean, he did well as a little grey because he was opened up a couple of times in that game. And
you're saying if this happens versus Norwich, I mean versus bigger clubs, it could be.
He will get found out. I don't think maybe it could just be nerves.
It could be. The other one, if you're talking about that left back and the right wing, Sapre, before we go to United, one word on Ismail Assar, Watford versus West Ham, which I thought was an outstanding. No, not West Ham. Watford versus Villa. Watford beat Villa, I think 3-2.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, an absolutely outstanding game. Sarr was brilliant. I remember 2 years ago when they went down, he was being linked with, I think, Liverpool and a bunch of other clubs, Spurs maybe, and he stayed with them back in the Premier League now. I think he's going to be big this season.
He had almost, 10 touches off the ball in the penalty area. So imagine that. I remember this is one reason why you should never overthink FPL. I had him in my first draft because it made absolute sense. He's at 6 million, whatever. Right? And then I eventually ended up with the stupid Havertz, who played 120 minutes midweek against Crystal Palace. He would have got at least 4 goals, which I completely forgot about changing him. And that's what I ended with. But completely agree. I think other than the fact that he's surrounded by Watford, I think he will do really well. I think same holds true for Son this year if Kane leaves. Unless Pep buys Son as well, you never know. But apart from the fact that he's surrounded by Dele Alli and Lucas Moura, who are not bad, but they're not great either, right? So I think he will face the same problem.
What happened to City though? This now 2 games in a row, if we count the Community Shield. Semi-professional, okay, semi-friendly, but still, it's not looking good.
It's just one game.
Yeah, and they started slow last season as well. And
but now with I mean, this won't work every year, will it? Like with Chelsea in this way, and with United have no excuses. Let's get into United. I feel honestly, before we talk about the result, all we heard last year and the year before last was that we need a right winger, we need a centre back, and we need a central midfielder. Central midfielder in Donny van der Beek came last year. It's not our problem. He hasn't played. A central defender and a right winger has come. United better be title contenders. That's all I'd say for
Ole still can't believe the fact that he got a right winger. He's still playing Daniel James to prove his point that I need a right winger. Which he did, and Daniel James screwed up.
Force of habit.
But what a starting game against Leeds. Last year there was a draw, a very dull draw between United Leeds, and there was a 6-2 game. So we didn't know what's going to come this time. But 5-1 is not bad for results. Some good goals. The Bruno party continues. End of episode done. I mean, fantastic. Top of the table United. Just end everything.
I think there was a lot more in there. Like even for someone who doesn't like United as much, I think one thing that stood out for me is Pogba. I think he's going to retire in a United jersey for all the talk that he has. I think he's just going to stay for the rest of his life. The other thing, Leeds capitulated completely. What happened to Murder Ball? I think Koch in the middle got completely found out. He was out of position many times. He didn't really stop the stem the flow of the supply that was event. Bruno Fernandes was at one point in time the most forward player in the entire squad, right?
Yeah,
Even
but
with Greenwood and
that also happened because Bamford was just trying to cut passes between the two central defenders, so they got a lot of space to go. One of them got a space to move to midfield, and that's where Koch and everybody else got caught.
yeah, they got overpowered. I think Calvin Phillips is an urgent requirement to come back into the squad, because I think then Leeds will go back to being what they were last year, unless they're doing like a what was the team last year which completely,
Sheffield.
even though Sheffield, yes,
finished
thank you.
and then got relegated.
Yeah, Sheffield finished 9th, and then eventually, like, suddenly Egan was like supposed to be one of the most dependable defenders, just didn't show up, and Sheffield conceded the most number of goals. I think I wouldn't want Leeds to go that way.
I think they're just tired. All the players can't do this for 2 years, man.
It's the start of the season. Pehle din pe hi tired. What is this?
Yeah, but because their pre-seasons are also not unlike
But
everyone
about
else's
This
pre-seasons.
is all. I think nicely media given stories. We train 4 times a day and all that. I don't know. Bielsa looks like he takes his naps only in the afternoon. You can't.
How do you know he's looking when he's sitting on the ball?
He's
just
probably
shrugging his
sleeping. Yeah.
He is.
I wouldn't read too much. 6-2 last year. It is the same margin this time around. United like playing against sides by Leeds. So for both sides, personally, I would not read too much. Fair play to Pogba though, like you mentioned, Shiva. More assists than he had the entire last season. So yeah.
I think that's the end of that. So for this season.
Only good things. It's nice when everybody has only good things to talk about United after a game week.
I mean, why don't you ask Van de Beek sometime? Maybe he can give you a.
Now there are more number of videos on YouTube about what is the grand plan that Ole has for Van de Beek and how he was the smartest signing. There are more videos on that topic.
You're making these, no?
No, I'm liking them. So in a way, I'm kind of evangelizing these videos because I don't know what shit went down there. Some other interesting matches happened. I didn't watch because it didn't make too much of a difference to me. Actually, it brought my FPL points down. But West Ham again have
Newcastle, best game of the weekend.
No,
lovely game.
But they still did well. And who else played? Leicester, Vardy, right? First start of the season goal. One of us has captained him.
Other than the shithousery that he pulled up when he howled at the Wolves fans, I don't think there was anything else of note other than the fact that Wolves had better chances in that game. Leicester eventually snuck a finish in like Vardy does. But let's go back to Newcastle playing West Ham. What a spectacular game. At some point in time, I thought, what happened to West Ham? Did they just crumble? And then, of course, Cresswell got a goal in, and then they just started. I think Benrahma, what a player. I think last year we spoke about him. If you don't remember the story of him, I don't remember the club he left, but he made sure that Brentford, yes, thank you. Yeah. He made sure the 100 support staff in the club actually got a cut off the signing bonus or something like that. But he made sure everyone got taken care of. So when we do get that sponsorship, everyone who's listening, please show up. We'll give you a cut. So at least we'll end up winning against Newcastle United.
So it's a good team to go with. I think they're stable now more. Lingard is not going there. So with Bowen, I think Fornals is still
Lingard is not being let go.
Yeah. We need money. Everybody needs money. Now, why blame us because we want money?
No one's blaming you. I'm just saying.
He's just asking some 70 million. Yeah, I think he's worth
what?
That's more than his FPL points.
We'll negotiate once we come to the table. But I don't think it's a bad asking.
I think it'll come. Yeah, all these transfers now. Last day transfer deadline day, you'll suddenly see
English,
Lingard.
He's English.
Yeah.
He got cut out of the English squad also.
He was the last guy to get cut out. So sad that too.
I mean, you can be the first or the last. You're still out.
Yeah, but he made sure Southgate, that absolute conniving unmentionables, 27 guys, and then he cut one on the last day. Like, that's just mean, man. Take him now with you.
Or send him to other jobs.
Anyway, this Rashford was sitting there injured the entire time during the Euros.
He took the penalty, man. What are you saying?
What you're saying, he should have sat out the entire tournament instead of Lingard being out of it.
Yeah, anyway, that game was a whole lot of fun.
Wait, Karthik, you just spoke trash about Rashford.
Yeah, I'll do that the entire season.
But he's feeding kids.
No,
what is wrong with you?
I like kids. I like them that they're being fed.
Don't say that. I don't think that's a good way to phrase it.
Sure.
Say something else. Anything, just quickly.
Okay.
Just choose the topic.
I'm a wannabe Olympian, and I know our Olympians have been told by Prime Minister to go
Stop
and
at
talk about
wannabe only. I don't think we should talk about the rest of it.
Ayer doesn't care till Rashford starts feeding the kids outside Whitefield who just like jump in front of the cabs.
So it's literally Karthik.
He doesn't care.
Karthik is back in Bangalore, by the way.
until tomorrow morning.
I can see there is furniture in the house. So
Yeah, it's lovely to see like a cupboard and like
tomorrow I'll be
mirror.
back in my construction site. So
Nice.
okay. Oh no, the one thing that I really liked about that game, I couldn't watch that game, but there was this one attempt by Wilson, a back heel.
Lovely.
Somehow Fabianski saved.
It wasn't lovely. Actually, I'm just being nice to you. It was an average shit try.
Hey, fortune favors the brave, man. Come on.
Southern Brave in the 100, the newest format in cricket.
Let's talk about cricket. I think that was more fun yesterday.
Yeah, let's do that.
Who was the Muhammad of the match?
Tough one, yeah. I would just slightly give it to Shami.
Siraj? Oh, we defer.
Just a little. Like
I'll give it to
this one.
Siraj for his celebration.
Yeah, fair enough. And to be honest, Shami and Bumrah unnecessarily hit runs. We won by a lot more. They didn't have gone and done all that. It was
So they obviously knew what the score was supposed to be.
Chumma they were sitting and putting runs on the board unnecessarily. They could have won much earlier and we would have finished our work.
Trash talk, how would you have gotten otherwise?
It was also to set an
Yeah.
example, right? Ki humse takraoge to look what I'll do to you.
Yeah. And then there was also this part now where everyone applauded them when they came back, and then the camera followed them. And I think it was Manju or someone else who said, these have very big, these dressing rooms have very big bathtubs and all that. How will I ever find out?
How is that relevant to what Shami and Bumrah did?
I have no idea, but this was the comms team yesterday, so I'm guessing it's relevant.
No, but I like this. Ayer, you watch cricket for the sport, right? We watch it for the drama, so we enjoy all of this.
No, I watched it for the drama as well. The previous night, Pakistan and West Indies at 4 a.m, I was sitting and watching. It was an outstanding game. So 2 days in a row, we've had great cricket.
I think yesterday you watched it for the sport, and the day before you were awake. Let's put it like that.
No, but good on India.
Good on it. No, we won. I still think we won. We are 2-0 ahead in this series. That first victory was taken away from us by artificial clouds that I don't know how they came in. But we should have won that first test as well.
I can imagine the Queen of England going, cloud hai, benefit kar sakte hai.
Enough of cricket. Congratulations, Edges and Sledges. You have a wonderful episode.
Why did you guys say good on India? Like it's some third person on this podcast.
Oh, babe, that's a habit of mine. I will not say we or I. On the other podcast,
I said you, both of you. So don't start talking about you as a journalist because I have had enough of you. Sapri, you tell me.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I just.
What is he supposed to say then? Good on us?
Like, yes.
No, we had nothing to contribute to that.
Independence Day was literally 2 days ago.
Which is fine. But again, that's a false equivalence. We had absolutely nothing to contribute to Kohli
What
and
do you
Bumrah
mean
and
by
Shami
false
and Siraj.
equivalence? They don't mean,
Siraj's
those
victory.
words don't mean anything. No. Please, little jingoism has never got
So you are saying that when MS Dhoni was playing the World Cup final in Mumbai and his mother was praying, she had nothing to do with what Dhoni achieved?
Exactly. Clearly, this is what journalists are. This is a media man. Don't believe everything they say.
It was Dhoni's hard work. Don't stop giving credit to people who don't really have.
So when Sehwag is getting a call from his mother on Reliance, you're saying Reliance
So
has
where
nothing
did
to
it
do
go
with
from Gaurav Sapre sitting in Vadala to MS Dhoni's mother?
Have you not heard of this thing called consciousness, oneness? All the people with beards, little beards like Shivaman, we've been talking about.
Hey, I have one as well.
No, that's an apology of a beard.
It's French, bro.
Like it's called a
Beard
Frenchie,
beard.
which is also like an underwear brand. So I mean, you tell us. What are you really saying?
It's a tribute to Lionel.
Oh, okay.
Does he know the tribute live?
No, because he doesn't pay attention to me.
Why aren't you? Okay, I mean, let's get into problems later.
So us praying doesn't affect the Indian team, but his tribute to Lionel will make Messi play wonders.
Uska salary mein बढ़ रहा है, double salary.
Pray how much you want, light as many lamps you want, feel as proud as you want. It's not about y'all. It's about them.
Plate भी बजाया हमने, ऐसा नहीं. So anything, बजाने से याद आया, FPL में बज रही है. 1 point. It's like this. I don't know. I've never given competitive exams, but होता है ना 1 mark पे some like 15-20 people. वैसा कुछ हुआ है. So I'm
But
not
it's
like
the first
far
day.
behind.
First, it's just one game week. It's a long time to go, man. You will lose by a lot more. Don't worry. I'm saying
This is true Arsenal fan speaking. It's first day. अभी तो 2-0 हुआ है.
अभी तो 2-0 हुआ है. वैसे Chelsea खेलेंगे. Lukaku तो even if he doesn't start, he'll come on the 70th minute and then score a hat trick. Mark my words. But yeah, I think we should be really happy about is Karthik. Just quickly, let's start with how we usually start. Where are you in the table?
I scored 71 points.
That is not the answer to my question.
Riddle that we are trying to.
Yeah.
What's the other?
You're
clue?
159. You're 159. Chalo, I'll take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sapre, where are you?
I'm on 82nd.
Hey, not bad. You're at least in double digits. I'm 107. So, and we have over 300 people in the league, man. That's huge. So, yeah, we want you to join this league. Go to fantasy.premierleague.com. Type in Tridev or Hriday. Which one of you remembers the code?
The code is HR.
You're just spelling Hriday out. Clearly,
DHUY.
Sapre, you had a dog.
I had a dog, but the FPL section, I've written FPL section, Shiva to
So
run.
it would be
Very
actually
clearly,
nice the
like
next time, Gaurav Sapre, when you create a reference point for the podcast, the fellow co-hosts on the podcast also get to see that reference point.
Correct.
From time
so
to time.
anyway, while we're discussing what Sapre should do
feedback
as a bare
taken,
minimum.
given a shit about.
So if you
Like
want to
all
join the
feedback.
league, go to fantasy.premierleague.com, type in 3HDRUY.
Why?
3 as in the number 3, H as in Homelo Lukaku, D as in Domelo Lukaku, R as in Romelu Lukaku, U as in Ukaku, and Y as in Y Romelu Lukaku. Put that code in. You can join the league, compete with us, come show us why you're better than Sapre, because I think the rest of us aren't really that good. Sapre, just tell us, how did you get to 82nd spot?
And the winner gets?
Oh, yeah, of course. And if you win the league, you get a jersey
meet and
of
greet.
your choice. No, meet and greet with Karthik Iyer. You're very on. He's also like a legit celebrity outside of this podcast. Like, he's a celebrity with this podcast, obviously. But he's also verified on Twitter. So he can possibly like your tweet. He can maybe send you an emoji personally. I don't know. We can find out. There's a lot more where that came from. Our top 5. Let me do this. So we don't technically have a top 5 because a lot of them are on the same number of points. But let me just go through this. Hassan Patel, 119 points.
Oh,
Screw
boy.
you. HP Sauce. Hewlett Packard Sauce. Hassan Patel is at 119 points. Finding Timo. Great name. Arhan Vyas at 112. I'm going to add another 7 points just for that joke. Very cool. We have a return visitor from last year, Ashray Behel, numero Bruno, one of the cool names. He's also at 112 points. Then there's FC Vera Mari, which I'm not sure how that came to be, but 112 points again. Last name on the list in the top 5 is Shidij Bengal Junkies FC. There's, of course, Mosala Dosa also, which was a joke I cracked a long time ago, if everyone remembers. Everyone does obviously remember my joke. Also on 111 points. So really tough. I think one key thing to remember every year is just make sure you put Salah and Bruno in your team. Don't overthink it. I overthink it. I'm not in the top 5, as you can see. And ideally, captain one of the two. And if you captained either, I think you would have ended with either 34 or 40 points. But what I think a lot of differentials this time have gotten a lot of points. So good to have the regulars with Liverpool defense. But Benrahma, 12 points. Wilson scored, Ings scored, Antonio scored, also got an assist. Barnes didn't do well. But the idea is, if you're playing FPL for the first time, don't get used to these many points. As Karthik will tell you, it only gets worse. 100 game week points don't come by that often unless it's like a double game week or you have like a chip at hand. Don't get used to this. I think as the days progress, the fixtures come by. I think, and with COVID at hand, I think it might get worse. But I mean, good on you if you did really well. Any tips, Sapre, considering you're the one with the most number of points?
I am. I'll always be the one with the most number of points. So I will take charge of this section. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Give us a quick second. Someone has to get their head out of their ass.
No, so I like the point about differentials. And for me, Everton have a really good fixture list. The next 5 games that Everton play are really good. They are away at Leeds, then they're away at Brighton, then they play Burnley at home, away to Villa, and then they entertain Norwich at home. Richarlison, I know he played the Olympics, but he's back. He was back in the points. DCL was back in the points.
He won a medal. Don't forget that. Didn't just play the Olympics. Karthik, if you're listening, he
Yes,
also won a medal.
Yes, he did win a medal.
Gold medal.
Alongside Douglas Lewis. Yeah, so he won a gold medal. He came back first game. There's Rafa Benitez, decent manager. So was Ancelotti, I guess. So Everton are different shills. You can take DCL because there's lack of actual strikers. Or Lukaku's coming, but he has a 12 million, I guess, or 12.5. So really expensive.
Oh man,
11.5.
11.5. But if you have Salah and you've got Bruno or KDB, two of the three, I think you're left with a lot of points. So maybe you can go for Richarlison, who is, I think, at 7.5. Or if you just want to be like Karthik, to extremely high risk, like penny stock things, invest in Townsend. He will start a lot of matches.
Who buys Townsend? Even Crystal Palace didn't buy him.
And at 5.5, not a bad thing. He'll start.
It's not. He will play.
See, I thought Ayer will relate to this.
It's not about people who are playing. It's about people who will score points.
He did give an assist in the match.
Okay, I think we're over-indexing on our eye test.
On our eye.
And I think what you should also remember, and Sapre and Karthik, both of you can chime in, since it's only game week 1 and everyone has had the opportunity to make a ton of transfers before this, overthink this, that and the other, and they've seen the first game week. Do you think you should roll your transfer versus, reacting so quickly?
I don't think you should ever react quickly at whatever game week that you are. Just if you plan cautiously, there are players who you'll get points out of. And the other advice is if you are changing a lot of players by using a wild card, do remember to check the wild card before you may confirm those transfers. Otherwise, you lose 24 points.
Nazar hati, durghatna ghati.
No, I don't think you should react. Like, don't take a -8 suddenly for the second game week. When you set out the team, at least for game week 1, because everybody's coming in blind, you at least set it up for 2 to 3 game weeks. Right? Yeah. So don't panic. Maybe a -4. Don't take chips for sure. Maybe a -4 if like your players are injured.
If you're really desperate, or if the price is going up, because otherwise you can't. If you don't have money in the bank, a 4.1 is technically a 4.5, right? You still can't buy that person. Last thing before I let you both go on to the next thing, City assets. They are playing Norwich, which is going to be a banger, but you will never realize, right, who will play, because Mahrez played almost the entire game. Grealish played almost the entire, I think, the full game. Torres played almost the full game. Then they play Arsenal, Leicester, Southampton. So easy games upcoming for City. And the other thing that is top of mind is Aston Villa, Newcastle and Brentford. Do you think I have 3 Aston Villa players? I thought they will continue some amount of form. Ings did score right at the end. Martinez did end up getting 2 points with his saves. And I had Bundia as opposed to Sarr. But do you think it's wise to hold on to Aston Villa just to see if they can bring back some of the form from last year?
I think Ings is a good player to have in the team. He will get you goals. He's
also on penalties.
Last 2-3 seasons, he's been very consistent. I think last year, because of the injury, didn't get a chance to play a lot, but he's been very consistent. He'll find you goals to score. Newcastle are a little tricky, so I don't really recommend getting somebody in defense.
Wilson, who else is there? I think Wilson is a good buy, right?
Wilson, there is Saint Maximin. They can do something. There's just one goal. It's FPL, right? So even if they lose the match, you won't get points on your defenders if you have them again. It's just tricky against Newcastle, is what I feel. But Ings definitely have in the team. He'll play all the matches. He'll start, and like I said, on penalty duties, guaranteed points from him.
Awesome. Also, one more thing is, I think it's very tricky given the number of premiums this year. Even Son is at a 10 million. I originally had him in my team. I eventually took him out. We didn't end up talking about Spurs and City, but I think now is a good time. I think it was just an off day for City is what we agreed, and Spurs beat them for the 4th time.
I like Wolverhampton Hotspurs. I like the ring to that name.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what's going to happen with Spurs. Lucas Moura also had quite a few touches in the box.
Against City, it's not just some average side, right?
So
but City had Nathan Ake and Ben Mendy on that left
Yeah,
side.
we should actually good data just said we should do an episode on the worst buys that City has done. Nathan Ake deserves to be on top of that list.
Hey, Angelino. Where is he now? He's gone.
It was
He's
Leipzig,
still there.
right?
Leipzig,
Leipzig.
he was, and I'm not sure if he's still there.
Yeah,
But
he's
Nathan
gone.
Ake. So I don't know too much about Spurs.
Hey,
I don't
Owen
know what-
Hargreaves is also in that list for Man City. He did his fitness test back in 2011 or 12 or something.
Hate it. So let's wait and watch for Spurs. Maybe Bergwijn is a good cheaper buy. He'll start a lot of matches.
When was the last time Bergwijn scored outside of Amazon's All or Nothing?
He didn't have to, right? He was asked to score during that season, and then Kane said, "Abhi ho gaya, I'll take over."
He missed an open goal in the game.
But theek hai. It's Bergwijn. That's why he's cheap. It's not at 12 million. But he'll start. He'll
Fair
get
enough.
some chances to play.
So you're
we'll
saying
see
Kane
us
to
first.
City pakka?
I don't know, yaar. He's just so overpriced, and they've just spent some millions of dollars into free premium Raya account for Jack Grealish. So I don't know how much money they're left with to also buy Harry Kane. He's not going to come for cheap.
No, but after this game, when I think Daniel Levy, at one point in time, they cut to him, right? Tottenham's winning 1-0. He's making some points and checking his phone. So it clearly looked like, Pep now knows what it's like to play a team without Kane, with a team without Kane. So clearly they still got beaten. So maybe he needs to buy Kane and Son in that bargain. But long story short, I think Daniel Levy was in that moment pushing up the price of Kane. Because if Spurs can beat City at almost full strength, I mean, the newest signing was on board. So with Kane, they would have thrashed them. So I think it's only a matter of time before City have to bite the bullet and say, fine, give us a striker who's not Gabriel Jesus or is not Ferran Torres playing in a false nine.
Gabriel is the only recognized striker at their club, right?
I mean,
Club
who
doesn't play that
recognizes
position?
Who has recognized him is my question. The Strikers Association has recognized him not for City, only for Brazil. And the
They didn't get a
only
chance to
other,
win the medal at Olympics, right? Bichara. Udhar bhi
the
nahi
only
khela
other
usko, right?
striker we had, as in they had, was Aguero, who's now gone to Barcelona, and now he's saying, "Meko nahi khelna hai, please, Messi." It's so sad for Aguero, man. वो इतना दूर गया और फिर मेसी चला गया उधर से.
No, so I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break. We'll talk about Barcelona. We'll talk about Braithwaite and Griezmann and Aguero and why they still want to Lacazette and Aubameyang. I think Ayer, you have some things to say about Barcelona, and if you don't have, just make up some shit like you always do, right? So
What
we'll
did this
come back
button
to
do?
this
Oh,
break.
it ends call. Okay.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood,
Get accustomed to womanhood.
enjoy the experience of sisterhood,
Might get to wifehood
or not, choose motherhood,
or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
earn a livelihood,
Change the neighborhood.
and get rid of the falsehood that life post academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha,
And me, Ayushi,
on a journey from station starting point.
to station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station, and hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.
Okay, Ayer, let's get to this, right? They have Braithwaite. He said, "I do my
Is it
talking." on the
Braithwaite or
pitch."
Braithwaite?
Wait. Wait.
Number 9, the new number 9.
Number 9, right?
Keepy expert.
There's him. There is Aguero. There is Memphis.
Oh yeah, Memphis, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Right. There Griezmann still there.
Coutinho is still there.
Coutinho is still there. Dembele will
Coutinho
play
is still there out of
three
out of
games in a
choice.
season. Why do
Dembele
they
is
still
there.
need an Aubameyang? पैसा भी नहीं है.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
But they can't register players. What are you going to do with Aubameyang? They can't buy.
But he has COVID, so he'll come late and all. Na, so utna time they have. with
Barcelona,
with La
if you
Liga.
remember, Barcelona, if you remember, always give you an extra day if you're from Barcelona. Karthik, if you remember correctly.
They played well over Sociedad, tough team. They played. They won 4-2. It's still Barcelona. They're going to be PK is going to be pissed off that the way people are talking about.
I'm
his club.
sorry, it's still not Barcelona. It's not Barcelona anymore. It is just an average side who won 4-2 over the weekend. I think without Messi, they'll suffer royally. I think he carried them in a lot of their big games.
They suffered enough with him. Quite.
Oh
a
my
bit over the
God! Wait,
last
do you
few
like
years.
Messi or do you not like Messi? clarify.
We have a new Atletico Madrid fan on the podcast. Lovely, Arkazi. Welcome to the club.
They still
And
lost.
Costa also left.
And to win the league, I mean, I think that Memphis is in the form of his life. I think he's playing as a central striker now, even with Brett White there. So I think it'll be a good season as long as they're able to get these guys on paper. Who's pending? There are still, I think, a few guys like Aguero and all who are still to come, who are still to be registered. So once that happens,
Aguero is not being registered. I think Aguero won't be able to register himself because he has to leave early. So he has to go home or something. He'll be at Paris very soon.
And more importantly, once Ansu Fati comes back and Pedri, if he gets a bit of a rest, maybe if he needs one, and De Jong in midfield and at the back.
At halftime, he sits down now for 15 minutes. How much more of a rest? He's drinking water. I saw that day.
Yeah, it was. I don't know about Barcelona. He's just so funny, man. It's hilarious.
It's a comedy of errors.
How can you let Messi go? Yeah, it's still shocking.
It's so bureaucratic in how he was let go. It is mind blowing. Arguably one of the best players in the world is let go because of rules that are out of Barcelona's control, which they obviously knew a long time ago.
No. I think these are all alibis. They just don't want to reveal the story that Messi was really tired and upset of what's happening at Barcelona. They didn't want to take the blame. They spend their money on media management. That's why they're in such a debt. This is all a story that they've concocted about La Liga rules and regulations, and Messi was available to take a pay cut. All this is crap. Messi didn't want to play there. I think
they didn't get him his birthday cake, is what you're saying, and he said, I don't need this anymore.
So that is the reason. I don't think there's anything else. They're still fighting amongst themselves, Laporta, whoever else, about teri galti, meri galti. So it's all fucking crap. All this will end. Atletico will win the title again. That's all that I care about La Liga, right? I said, Facebook has given up the rights for La Liga, so they know.
I heard Ronaldo is going to go to PSG also.
Nobody is taking Ronaldo. They don't have a buyer. He doesn't have a buyer. Nobody wants to take Ronaldo.
PSG will buy Ronaldo. What will Pochettino do then? What will he manage? Ronaldo is already senior assistant manager. Messi is the club. Neymar doesn't listen to anyone. That just leaves Mbappe, but he's too fast for Pochettino. What's the point?
You get Amir Khan in a movie, you're not going to be able to direct it. So
correct. That's what.
So someone mentioned this yesterday, but if Messi goes, it's like getting Amir and Shah Rukh to act in the same film. If Messi and Ronaldo are at PSG together, no.
Let's hope that never happens.
Why? Imagine you don't want to see them together?
Yeah, but how? Who is going to buy the rights of that league?
I am talking about Amir and Shah Rukh.
I don't want to watch that movie. I don't want to watch that movie.
I think that'll be nice, yeah.
It's like a beefed up guy doing romance. I don't want to see that.
How dare you say that about Salman?
Salman's doing Big Boss. Big Boss is coming, guys. So, little plug-in about that.
There is already Big Boss OTT something, by the way.
Oh, you should get everything everywhere that you get Big Boss. Watch, repeats, etc.
Yeah,
there is a new season called Big Boss OTT.
Yeah, I took a Woot subscription. I saw this there on one of the screens. For La Liga, I took a Woot subscription.
You can watch La Liga also on Woot. So.
Yeah, God.
No problem with that. There's something else. Ayer, you asked us to stay silent on the podcast for a minute. Some tribute to somebody who is
tired. No. Yeah. Gerd Muller passed away, unfortunately. 75 he was. I mean, if you haven't watched his videos, I would urge anyone listening, just go. 14 goals in World Cups, which was the highest until I think Closer broke the record a little while ago. Something like 68 goals. Right? Yeah. I think like 68 goals in 62 games for Germany. He retired from international football at 28, only won everything for Bayern. Absolute fox in the box.
He scored 90 goals in a year, which Messi broke.
Which the record that Messi broke, he had held it earlier.
So tell me, if you're Gerd Müller, right, and I'm Messi, and I break your record, okay, and this is from the trivia that Messi's jersey in Bayern Munich Stadium is the only unrelated, merchandise there, which is not Bayern Munich related. So I'm Messi, you're Gerd Müller. I've broken your record. So I will send you my jersey award. How does that work?
Sometimes you don't have to break records. Luke Shaw sent his jersey to Roberto Carlos, didn't sign it, but you don't need
really?
a record. Yeah, he did. Look, I don't know about this. It feels like I'm talking to my father-in-law. Ray Lindwall was a great cricketer. I don't have any context to this.
Who?
So, Ray Lindwall.
Oh, no idea.
I thought you were saying Lindelof.
Yeah, I was wondering.
No. So like this cricket analyst, and he talks about all these old players. And
Who was number one in centre fresh cards? New Zealand player. I just completely blanked on his name.
Nathan Assel.
No, man. He was hot damn. Okay, if you remember who was the number one ranked player in the centre. No.
Then it'll
Not
Fleming.
Christians. No. Much before that. Number one player.
Richard Hadley.
No, not Richard Hadley. No.
Martin Crowe.
No, not Martin Crowe is not number one.
If you say Kane Williamson,
yeah, or Daniel Vittori, then you're done for.
No, it was neither of them, man. It was an old guy. I can't remember.
Richard Hadley only. Then
Richard Hadley. Chalo, theek hai, let's go with Richard Hadley. Fine.
Okay.
Seems like an okay answer.
He's a journalist also, I guess so. And that look that you have, I trust you when you say
it was Richard Hadley's, I think, test wickets record that Kapil Dev kept playing on to break later on in his career, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll watch it in the movie. In the movie, we'll watch if this is covered.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever it comes. So
the
point of this is I don't have context to, but I'll watch these videos that you're mentioning. I don't know too much about this player. But since last time you recommended watch the Maradona thing on Netflix, and it turned out to be a good waste of my time. I think I'll also watch this Gerard Muller.
Good
Muller.
I mean, yeah, there could be documentaries. I wouldn't recommend it. It's what he went through after. I don't think he fought alcoholism. He was not in a state. In his 75th birthday, November last year, I think Bayern Munich held a remembrance
event.
Something.
Memorable event.
He was still alive, but he was so ill, I think, that with Alzheimer's that he couldn't attend. So, I mean, Gerd Müller should be remembered maybe for his sporting achievements and rather than the struggles later for whatever reason.
The art from the artist.
I don't know. I don't know if he did anything bad. I don't think he did. It's just that nobody knew where he was. Bayern had to literally fly to the US to bring him back because he was going rehab after rehab. They gave him a job as a coach. So Bayern is a decent club. Yeah, they gave him a job as a coach, kept him around so that he could at least get his life back on track. And then he spent his final years in Germany, suffering a bit. But yeah, so be it.
I don't know what to make of your story. Yeah, I don't know.
A very somber note. I think it's a good time to wrap up the podcast.
Yeah.
But as always a pleasure to talk to the both of you. It was really hard to say both of you. I was going to say Karthik, but Sapre as well. I mean, let's include it as the first episode of the season. So why not? This is season 3. We've done this for 3 seasons. Now that we're starting, so Shri Ganesh karte hain season ka. Tell me one highlight of this entire journey that we've had. Quickly, not too long. Let's start with you, John Dykes, Sapre, Karthik.
I just said it.
Gerd Müller.
No. I also said John Dykes. But you go. I'll come back.
John Dykes. I can repeat the answer, man. It doesn't have to be different.
I liked Abhishek Bachchan.
Sweet. I think that's a great answer. But the fact that we've been able to spend consistently an hour with each other talking nonsense about football mostly, sometimes sense, but mostly nonsense. And then everyone here who's still listening in, our apologies. But also thank you for listening in. I think you've been a great audience and we're back. If you have any ideas, anything else you think we should do, please write to us, tweet to us with #footballshouldball. Karthik here is verified, so it'll probably be easier to find him. He's Ayerrand on Twitter. So both of us are okay. We're basically nobodies. But please
Fickleberry Hun at Fickleberry Hun and at G Sapre or just G at G.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't respond. So it's fine. I
got 3 more new followers also. So
nice.
I'm indebted to them to respond once in a quarter. So, but I will. On that note. Thank you again. We'll look forward to Chelsea beating Arsenal next weekend. So, Shivram, get ready for some, bashing again. Bye-bye.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and G Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Should Ball. Recognize.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Do you wonder why China does the things that it does? Or want to know how we could improve online privacy? Or perhaps you're thinking about how we can kickstart India's economy. If you'd like to search for the answers to such questions, check out All Things Policy, a daily public policy podcast that covers everything from employment figures to aircraft carriers. Tune in from Monday to Friday for new episodes and fresh takes.